Imagine waking up one morning thousands of years ago and seeing your own face clearly for the first time. Not in water, not in a shadow, but in an object made by human hands. That moment quietly changed how people understood themselves, beauty, power, and even truth. This is the story of the mirror. Long before mirrors existed, humans saw their reflections only in still water. Rivers, lakes, and ponds became the first natural mirrors. But water was unreliable. A small ripple could break the image, reminding people how fragile and mysterious self-reflection really was. This uncertainty pushed early civilizations to create something permanent. The earliest man-made mirrors appeared around 6000 BCE in Anatolia. These were made from polished volcanic glass called obsidian. They didn't reflect perfectly, but they were good enough to show a dark, ghost-like version of the face. For the first time, humans could carry their reflection with them. Soon after, ancient Egyptians began using polished copper and bronze mirrors. These mirrors were expensive, heavy, and often beautifully decorated, showing that mirrors were already becoming symbols of status. In ancient Egypt, mirrors were more than tools. They were linked to the sun god Ra and symbolized life, rebirth, and truth. Only the wealthy owned them, and they were often buried with the dead, believed to be useful even in the afterlife. In Mesopotamia, Greece, and Rome, mirrors continued to evolve, mostly made of polished metal. Roman mirrors, in particular, were thinner and more refined, but still imperfect. Reflections were slightly distorted, reminding people that mirrors could lie. During the Middle Ages, mirror production slowed in Europe, but knowledge survived in the Islamic world. Scholars experimented with glass and optics, laying the groundwork for a major breakthrough. That breakthrough came in 13th century Venice. Venetian craftsmen discovered how to coat glass with a thin layer of metal, creating clearer reflections than ever before. The island of Murano became the center of mirror innovation, and Venice guarded the secret fiercely. Mirror makers were treated like royalty, and sometimes like prisoners, to prevent the technology from spreading. These Venetian mirrors were stunning, but incredibly expensive. Only kings, queens, and nobles could afford them. Mirrors became symbols of power and luxury. In palaces, they were used to make rooms feel larger and brighter, subtly reinforcing the idea that wealth could bend reality itself. Everything changed in the 17th century when France cracked the Venetian monopoly. The Hall of Mirrors at the Palace of Versailles became a political statement, not just reflecting images, but power. Mirrors were no longer just personal objects. They were tools of architecture, illusion, and control. The Industrial Revolution finally brought mirrors to the masses. New manufacturing techniques made them cheaper, safer, and more accurate. By the 19th century, mirrors entered ordinary homes. For the first time, common people could see themselves daily. This quietly reshaped human psychology. Self-awareness increased, fashion changed, personal grooming became a routine. The mirror turned the human face into something constantly examined and judged. In the 20th century, mirrors took on new roles. Scientists used them in telescopes to explore space. Psychologists used them to study self-recognition. Artists used mirrors to question identity and reality. At the same time, mirrors entered superstition and horror. Broken mirrors meant bad luck. Covered mirrors appeared in mourning rituals. Mirrors became gateways in stories, symbols of alternate worlds and hidden truths. Today, mirrors are everywhere, yet almost invisible to us. Bathrooms, elevators, cars, smartphones. The front camera on your phone is essentially a digital mirror, always ready to reflect you back to yourself. We now see our own faces more in one day than ancient kings did in a lifetime. But mirrors still lie. They reverse images, flatten depth, and show only surfaces. Yet despite knowing this, humans continue to search for truth in reflections. From obsidian stones to smart screens, mirrors have followed humanity's journey, not just showing who we are, but shaping who we believe ourselves to be.